right, we in that bit. See if we can get some people in here. If not, we'll go anyways. Yo, what up, Pierce? All right. Can't get too loud. It's late. What up, Grim? Uzumaki clan. Probably gonna give it another. What time is it now? Another minute. What up, JK? What's up? Yo. What up, y'all? Mm. I should have stretched before I did this. I'm tired. Um, it's gonna be short though. Let me see. Let me see. Give it a little bit. Then I'll start. I don't really got that much to say, so it should be less. Stretch them cheeks. It's not them hours yet, Grim. It's not even after 12 yet. Let's hold on. Hold on now. Not that that was gonna happen at any time, but at least do it at a more ask that question at a more appropriate time. But I think I'll start now. Can y'all hear me good? Cause I don't got no head. I mean, I got my headphones, but I don't really feel like putting them on. All right. Um. So if you haven't been following this, I think I don't even like Amber Goon, like Goon. It's like Guy something. She has a weird name. All right, but if you haven't been following this case, basically the premise of it is this now former cop, white lady, she claimed that she was tired and she went to the wrong apartment and shot this guy. All right. It was his own home. I don't know how she got in the house. I'm assuming that the door was unlocked because the way she described the event, he was just sitting down and she killed him. Okay, so he said the door was broken. So yeah, weird. Very weird. But apparently she was tired or whatever. That's her story. Of course, the only other witness is gone, so we don't know the full story. We don't know the full story. All we can do is like look at what we have and come up with our own. But she killed this guy in his own home, and I don't know how long this case has been going on, but I remember first hearing about it, just thinking this is bullshit, and it still is bullshit. You know, now that she's gotten 10 years for this, I think that is far too lenient because we've seen like this time relative to other crimes that are far less egregious, selling drugs. Shoot, if you, I mean, I'm sure if I like hit a cop, I might. I mean, I probably won't get 10 years, but it's going to be around the ballpark if it's really that bad. It's just 10 years for someone who walked into somebody's house. I don't care how she got broke in, walk in, don't matter, and then killed this dude in his own home. And then when was it? Was it just yesterday? Like the judge tried to bring in this weird ass loophole. Basically, it's like stand your ground, but way worse. Like way worse. um, where he was trying to bring it up to where it was like, and it was actually in defense of the cop, not in defense of the guy who got shot. He was trying to say, not the judge, but he was just trying to bring attention to this weird ass law where you can stand your ground if you I'm trying to remember the exact details of it, but just know it's like a mobile stand your ground basically. They were saying that maybe this could be a loophole to how she can get free. No, no. It was so stupid because, like G Man just said, it was his own house. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, I don't even know why that was brought to the attention at all. That had nothing to do with anything. But it's not only the 10 years that has me like, what? First of all, I want to say I'm I'm legit surprised that she got any time at all. We seen these cases where cops get away with murder. They'll try to victimize the victim. Or no, they'll condemn the victim. They'll try to dig up old pictures. They'll say he's a thug. This, that, all of that. They'll try to damn this. They'll do it with the media too. Well, they will have like the mug, like they'll use a mug shot instead of. I'm surprised. Like this thumbnail I have right now and this video is the mug shot of the cop and then a great picture of the victim. They usually never do that. Remember when I was in ninth grade, the Trayvon Martin case was going on. I remember that. And at that age, I wasn't really trying to follow that case, but it was like cultural osmosis. I just knew things about it just from being on social media, you know. So I would see people posting these pictures of Trayvon, trying to drag his name down in the dirt, try to make it look like George Zimmerman should have been the one afraid of this dude who's like half his size. And I'm glad they didn't do that here, but the results, while I still don't think it's fair, I had to be like, it's something. Like as bad as that is, I had to be like, wow, y'all actually did shit. But I still, like I said, I think 10 years is way too lenient for taking someone's life, and it was senseless because again, she walked into this man's house, nothing, nothing got provoked. It's not an ambiguous thing like they always try to make it. I'll see cases where people try to defend it like, oh, they didn't comply. He had to use deadly force. What else was he supposed to do? He feared for his life. There's no there in my opinion, there's nothing you can do with this case at all to use in the defense of this female cop. She walked into this guy. This guy should have shot her. This guy should have killed her. And I feel like if he did do that, he would probably be getting the same time as her, if not more. That's how I honestly feel. Shooting a cop, even if it's his own home, even if he had the right to do it, I feel like he would got more time than her. I'm being completely real with that. It's like, I don't know, man. And then the brother of the victim, this is where I take issue with everybody else, not the brother. I'm talking about everybody who followed this case and had an opinion on it. The brother hugged I'm sorry, I haven't been reading y'all mess or comments. I'm reading now. Um Excuse me. The brother of the victim forgave her even went as far as to hug her. And then I went on social media and people were dragging this dude down in the dirt, calling some people call him a simp. Like really. Like that's the type of shit I don't like to see. Don't sit there and call this man a simp. Me and a lot of other people would have never forgave this lady for killing our brother. It don't matter. A lot of us wouldn't do the same thing he did. That's fine. You don't have to agree with what he did, but don't call this man out of his name because he chose to have a big heart, to reach deep down inside of him and have the courage to forgive her. Just because you don't have that in you, and that's fine if you don't. I wouldn't forgive her. I'd be like, fuck her, fuck the bitch. But just because you don't agree, don't mean you have to call that man out, especially when he's trying to do something like that's positive. You know, it's really it's so easy to just like fall into rage and hate someone in that circumstance. It's tough to forgive her. I'm pretty sure that's not something he just did f- because he wanted to simp over her. It's I don't like it. I don't care if you don't agree with it. I don't care. You know, people are taking it to a more broader scope and saying like, oh, you know, black people are always too forgiving, which sometimes, yeah, sure, fine. But I'm talking about this case in the vacuum. Don't condemn this man for forgiving her. Don't call this man out of his name because of that. That's the stuff I can't stand. This dude lost his brother. He chooses to forgive this lady, and then people call him out. How does that work? How does that work? I don't know, man. But this whole case, you know, although I think she should have had more time, I'm glad to see it be put to rest. Uh, it's just I don't even know. Like, how do you prevent something like this? Yeah, just like Six said, like he probably like people act like this was some spur of the moment type of thing. No, this happened months after the death of his brother. He probably had to do a lot of soul searching. I'm pretty sure on his initial reaction, he was mad as hell. He probably wasn't like he was in the courtroom, all positive and think. This is probably something he really had to think about. And he said this is something that his brother wanted. And if that's the case, we should at least respect that. You don't have to agree with it. Maybe you don't like it because in a broad scope of this narrative that black people as a race tend to forgive other races too much. They're too fuck. Words are escaping me. They're too lenient with other people, too quick to forgive. Okay, fine. But don't call it again. Don't insult this man, especially with the simp shit. I'm pretty sure he's not looking at her saying, "Damn, that bitch is fine. Let me forgive her." Like, come on now. I think that's whack. I think that's really whack. But I just want to get my opinion on it real quick. Again, man, it's I'm reading this real quick. Again, like it's hard because with all these other cases, people sit there and say Um, like when it comes to these police situations, people will after the fact puff up their chest, talk shit, and say, "Oh, the victim should have complied with the officer," which that's something I'll never agree with. Not comply with officers, just after the fact someone dies, you try to excuse it by saying they didn't listen. No, no. But even in those situations, if you want to use that bullshit excuse to say, "Oh, this could have been prevented," how do you prevent this? How do you prevent someone walking into your own home and killing you? At that point, your only option is to kill them first. It's for you to protect yourself at all times. Like, what else is there to do in a situation like that? I don't know, man. I don't know. But thank y'all for watching. That's pretty much all I had to say. I don't know what I'm gonna drag this along, but I appreciate y'all watching. Satsuki the Savage out.